Okay, we're gonna do a reading right now on what what I call dimensional shift. So I actually felt it last night. Um, let's see, what day is it today? Tuesday. So it was Tuesday morning at like 2 or 3 a.m. and the wind just said to me dimensional shift, and it's coinciding with both a new moon and also um, there is a temperature drop in a bunch of storms that are moving through the United States, at least. But I think this specific weather pattern is pretty much going everywhere. So we've got the temperature drop as well as the new moon, which are two of the things that have been impacting these dimensional shifts in the past. So Rhonda 6, that's our random word and number. So let's just see what we have going on with this one. All right. So the main card being a reversed Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is this feeling of exile. And when it's reversed, it's like finding the place that you belong after having been exiled for a while. Now that's sitting on top of a Seven of Swords, and that's a bunch of pressure, right? It's like feeling a bunch of pressure. In this case, it looks like pressure to find your group or your place or whatever, or if it's economic trouble that has been happening, this is huge pressure to solve that problem. Now, let's just see what's on either side of this to see where it is coming from and where it's going. So, in this case, I think the pressure is probably good. We'll move this over just a touch. So, where it's coming from, Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is the emotional stagnation, as we've kind of felt bottled up in some way. Or in this case, the person is trapped in the tower and they're like, oh my God, this sucks. So we've got the emotional stagnation of feeling restricted or trapped there. And then there's all of the pressure to either connect with people that you truly connect with or belong with, or it's like fixing a financial apocalypse situation. Now, here, as it moves forward, it does move into the King of Cups. Now, if there is a change that comes with this dimensional shift, the King of Cups is showing the King of Cups is a merchant and incredibly good merchant. So they are not giving things away and getting nothing in return, right? So what the King of Cups is saying to me here is basically utilizing the resources and the skills that you have and making sure that you are getting something in return when you are sending those out. When if it comes to a group of people, now this is the people that would emotionally and maybe materially give you something back. When you give them a connection, they give you something back. And that's why the King of Cups is so fulfilled and awesome, because he doesn't make bogus trades. He doesn't do his job for people who don't reward him properly, you know. So, as far as this goes, there is a certain amount of pressure in order to make these connections or to do better business, but it looks like that actually can happen with this shift. So I'm just going to pull one more card to see, what we're missing here or what else we got going on. And we get a Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, this is us and the people that we've kind of gone through common trials with. Um, if there is a group of people that we really need to connect with, the Three of Cups is saying that we've kind of gone through shit with them in the past and this is us like getting together and sort of celebrating the fact that we are still around, like we made it through that shit. Again, it's a Cups card. So this line is all spiritual and emotional. Now, if you take that and smack it into this more of a material and business sense, then the Cups cards here are showing the importance of an emotional and a spiritual element in what it is that we do. But it looks like if that piece of it is really concentrated on, that we should be properly rewarded. Now, I'm just going to pull a card here for a pitfall that comes with this dimensional shift. Huh. And as I look at this Two of Cups, now that's not much of a pitfall, right? Because that shows basically opening up to a moment and there being harmony and romance and all of that in that moment. So that's pretty good. But as this card comes up as a pitfall, instinctively I was thinking complacency, right? So maybe it's just we open up and we're so satisfied in a moment that we don't actually get anything done. Um, but so the random word and number, the random word was Rhonda. Now this is someone I knew a Rhonda. There was one that was special to me when I was much younger, right? When I was in like fucking high school. And um, that could also be kind of infatuation with someone, or maybe overly concentrating on romance when the Three of Cups isn't really a romance card. The Three of Cups is more of a camaraderie card, right? That's not to say that there wouldn't be some romance involved there, but the Two of Cups is specifically like romantic. The Three of Cups is more like a party and hanging out with friends or whatever. Um, so, as far as a pitfall, it could be complacency. It could also be like over infatuation with an idea of romance, or it being only two energies that come together. So I guess that would kind of say don't put all of your eggs in one basket, if you are reaching out to people who you truly connect with. Now, we're just pulling one more just for good measure here, and we get a two. It's another two, Two of Wands. And here we have the planting. Really, the Two of Wands is about utilizing all of the resources that you have in a new way to make a new tool. Like here, they're trying to dig a hole and they keep breaking their shovels and they're like, what the fuck? But then at this point, they're like, wait a minute. If I wrap these two shovels together, I make a new tool. And this tool is effective. So, utilizing all of the resources and skills that you have together, but there's also something about like the digging and the patience and the nurturing. Like, this looks like it's a good time to plant seeds, so to speak. So, if there are new people that you've met that you kind of vibe with, the don't get overly infatuated on romantic relationships, but it's like being okay with sort of planting seeds and letting them grow. But overall, this dimensional shift looks pretty good, especially for those of us who feel like we have been very secluded, or if our financial business dealings have been like a pile of poop. Um, this looks like it's a good opportunity for that to change. Now, I'm just going to pull a timeline here, and I don't really know how well this works in these cases, but the dimensional shifts happen fairly quickly. So let's just see if this is a long section or if it's a short one. So we get a 9 of Pentacles. And the way that I read these timelines is usually like major arcana cards are long sections, and um, the minor arcana cards are short, considering how often the dimensional shifts happen. I'm actually reading this at like 9 days, right? So this is like it's a week, it's maybe 2 weeks where this energy is it's very promising for the people who have struggled in these specific areas. Okay, so that's what we get here, and good luck to everyone dealing with this stuff. And try to make sure that you are making and keeping the connections with the people that you know that you can trust and that you've gone through the shit with. And then there's this thing also about maybe not being overly infatuated with one-on-one romantic connections. But overall, if we play our cards right, it looks like this is a good time for people who have felt exiled to come into contact with people who would make them feel accepted. Um, and the same would be true about the business dealings. That's what we get here. Peace.